Hello everyone, my name is Forge and welcome to another video. So today in this video, I'm going to show you 5 very useful add-ons for your Minecraft Bedrock Edition worlds. And these will all work for the latest version of Bedrock Edition, which as the time goes is 1.20.12. And they will also be linked in the description if you would like to try them out. But for the time being, let's get right into this. So to begin with, we have the durability viewer created by Lucas PAH, which will basically let you see the durability of different armors and different tools, which is extremely useful, especially when you don't know about how much durability you have left. So let's say you're in a village and you're getting yourself some wood. Well, if you take a look at the axe, the number is slowly going down. And the same thing for pickaxes and even take it on mobs. But unfortunately, when you're in the inventory, the numbers do not show up. So you have to go and click on it if you want to see the exact durability. We're looking at a Minecraft add-on which is called Leash All Mobs, created by Mark 1. You have the ability of leashing pretty much any kind of mob inside the game. And so if you ever wanted to leash like a creeper, or maybe a wither skeleton, or maybe the ender dragon, well now you can officially do that. You can leash a ghast. Oh, don't mind me, I'm just taking my ghast out for a walk. You can leash the raider family. So if you excuse me, I have a world to take over with my army, and for some reason you can even leash phantoms. I'm not sure why you would want to do this, but if you want to for some reason, well you can do that. You can't get away from me now. Sorry, I'm not letting go. Wait a minute, you stretching it? Really? Really? You can put a lead on the ender dragon. No matter how hard the ender dragon tries, he can't get away from you. Like, look how fast he's flapping. It's like, let me out of here, let me go. But nope, ender dragon, I'm not gonna let you go. And he even moves around with you, which is also pretty cool. So I finally got my own dragon pet. However, you can also leash other entities such as minecarts or even an armor stand. This should have already been a thing that we could leash. Wouldn't it be cool to have armor hanging from your ceiling? I definitely think that this would have been a really cool feature. So for the next useful add-on in today's video, this is called What Am I Observing, created by Pedro. Whatever block or mob you look at, it's gonna tell you on top of what it is. So this is also inspired from another mod that's on Java Edition called Waila, which does the exact same thing. But however, for some of the blocks, it don't work properly. So if you look at tall grass, it says plant. Or if you look at the azure bluette, this is just gonna say flower. Like, I really wish it would have been more specific. So maybe this is something the critter could look into. Now this add-on will also work for mobs. So if you take a look at the villager, he has 10 hearts. And the moment I start in the villager, then he's gonna lose health in real time, which is definitely very useful. Now, as you may have noticed, he used hearts. But for some mobs, it's going to tell you the exact number. But I believe that this will only work for mobs that are more than 10 hearts. So if you take a look at the Iron Golem, it's going to tell you the exact number, which is 67 out of 100. But looking at a mob with less than 10 hearts, then it's just going to display the hearts. I really wish that it was the same across all mobs. Because just looking at the hearts, it can be kind of hard to tell how much health they have. And this will even work for custom blocks. So this is from my increased add-on, which is called Coruscant. And if I place it down, then it's going to tell you that it's Coruscant. And it's also going to tell you which add-on it's from. And plus, it's even worked for custom mobs. So we have the Enderlock and we have the Ender Merchant, which is also from my increased add-on. And just like with the regular Minecraft mobs, it's going to show how much health they have. I mean, overall, if you're playing around with add-ons, this is definitely a must-have. Because if you don't know what a certain mob or block is, then this is going to tell you. Next up, let's go over Vein Miner by Skinny Chopple. Now this is not your average vein miner. Now this is going to be incredibly useful for when you're cutting down trees or when you're mining underneath the ground in a forest and you're cutting down trees one by one. Do you want to break each log individually, or do you just want to be able to crouch and break it all at once? Well, I'd rather break it all at once because it definitely saves time and it's incredibly just very useful. And this will work for all the tree types and even all the ore types. Then when you first download this add-on, you can click on it and click on the gear icon. So by default, it's going to be on all blocks, but you've also got all blocks excluding gravel. But you also got ores, wood, and stones. You got ores and wood, and ores only. I want to choose this. Let's go over all the blocks that this will work with. Now this will work with mangrove trees, but however, it is going to be a little bit trickier to do that. Because as you may have noticed, it did break all the logs, but it did not break any of the roots. So those will not mine automatically, but I kind of wish that was a thing. But this will work for spruce trees, birch trees, the jungle trees, acacia trees, but however, the top logs are going to stay. This will even work for the newly added cherry trees, and this will break all the logs. Now, I have not yet tested on the big tall trees, but we're going to do that right now. The first up is dark oak. So yeah, it does break the entire tree, and I would imagine that all these would break as well. And yep, the entire jungle tree breaks. So it looks like it missed one log. And finally is the tall spruce tree. And there we go, everything is broke. Now not only does it work on the overworld trees, but it's also going to work on the nether trees, such as warped and crimson. So if I were to crouch and break this, then it's going to break all the logs. And the same thing for the warped as well. Then finally we have ourselves all the ores. First up is copper ores. It's going to break both types. It's going to work for coal, redstone, lapis, diamonds, gold, iron. Now I did include emerald in here, but let's all be honest, how many of us are going to find groups of emeralds? None of us are. It will also work for nether gold, and finally it's going to be nether quartz. This will also work for the 3 stone types, including granite, diorite. If you were to choose the option that includes all blocks, it's even going to work for gravel. However, I wouldn't recommend this one. This can cause quite a bit of lag. And most importantly, if you continue crouching, then it's going to continue breaking it. It is very, very buggy. But for now, let's move on to the final useful add-on that we have for today's video. Next up is True Miner by True Cowboy, which introduces 5 new mining helmets that you can use when mining in your world. And it's just going to make it just a little bit easier just to see where you're going. So just imagine you're in a deep dark cave and you're trying to see on what you're doing. Well, this is where this add-on comes into play. If you want to make yourself a mining helmet, it is very easy. Just go and grab yourself a leather cap to stick that right in the center. Then you can use one of these 3 materials. You've got iron, gold, or diamond. The chain and netherite are going to be different. But let's go ahead and grab our iron and stick that right on the sides. Then grab one candle and plop that right on top. Then you've got yourself a mining helmet. We're going to do the same thing for the other materials. So here's our gold and here's our diamond. Now making yourself the chain one is a little bit different. So grab your chain helmet, put that right in the middle. Then grab yourself some leather and place those right on the side. Then you've got your chain miner helmet. Now this was meant to be the recipe for the netherite miner helmet. Well, unfortunately, as time goes, it is broken, so I'm not going to be able to show you that. But that is how you can get yourself the mining helmets. Now they work just by simply interacting. And then you've got yourself the mining helmet. And they have a really cool animation and model as well. And as you go around the areas, then it's just going to light up the spaces. So as you're looking for diamonds, mining for redstone, and all that lovely stuff, your way is always going to be lit up. And it's definitely very useful. And plus, it doesn't even use durability. It's only going to take durability away when you get damaged, which is definitely really cool. But let's go and see what these look like. But let's go and see what the other mining helmets look like. First up was the iron miner helmet. Then we've got gold, diamond, chain, and this was meant to be the netherite one. But as I said before, the recipe is broken. Now I'd also like to mention that this will give you the same protection as if you're wearing a regular helmet. So diamond will give you the same protection as if you're wearing a regular diamond helmet. And that's going to do it for all 5 useful add-ons that you can use freely in your worlds. And they are definitely incredibly useful for when you're mining or just going throughout your world. And I don't know what I'd do without these. Definitely worth looking at. And if you do want to see them for yourself, then there will be a link in the description. But if you guys enjoyed today's video, then please do consider leaving a like, subscribe if you're around here, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss an upload. But for now, hope you have a logical day, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye!